This easy iron farm still produces over 400 iron an hour, and here's how to build it in Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Really quickly, before you build this farm, make sure you're at least 150 blocks away from the closest village or pillager outpost, otherwise the iron farm might not work. Now the first thing to do when building this iron farm is making sure you have the correct location to build the farm. So for example, somewhere like this would be a bad place to build an iron farm, because as you can see there are a lot of big hills, a lot of caves and little like crevices, and a lot of holes and water around the area that we'd be building it, aka a lot of places that the iron golems would be able to spawn that is not inside of the farm. Now something like this is a good spot because as you can see there's not any big, there are big hills, but they're far enough away to where it won't matter within the iron farm. You just want to make sure that nothing close by is in the way. As well, if I go into spectator mode, you can see underneath here there aren't any cave systems for about 20 or 30 blocks down, which is okay. So the first thing you want to do for this iron farm is dig out a 6x6 hole in the ground. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, making that 6x6. And then of course go ahead and clear out this area. There you go, so it looks like this. You then want to dig out a 5x5 or 4x4 hole in the middle here, sorry. There you go, 4x4 hole. And then you want to take this down 5 more blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then go ahead and dig out the whole area. There you go, so once you're done digging that out, it should be 6 blocks deep and a 4x4 hole. What you want to do is choose either one of these two sides, does not matter, and you want to dig out these two walls as well, so you make it a 5x5 hole. And then go ahead and dig these blocks up as well. There you go, so now you should have an area like this, and if you want to know what it looks like from the top, you should have a 5x5 hole and then 2 other sides that are extended one out. So what you want to do is come down inside of this hole and place 10 temporary blocks on both sides of the hole, with 10 beds on top of those temporary blocks. Now for this next part, it might be helpful to temporarily break these as well. You want to break all those temporary blocks and then place 5 more beds underneath of those 5, and then do the same thing over here, 5 more beds underneath of those 5. You can then go ahead and fill in this area, so you should now have 10 beds on each side or 20 beds total. The next thing you want to do is take a solid block and place it in the middle, and then one in all 4 of the corners as well, with a torch right in the middle there, just to make sure that, because the villagers are going to be down here, this just makes sure that no zombies spawn down here, any mobs that are going to be able to kill the villagers. You then want to take your workstation, and this can be any workstation that you want, a fletching table, blast furnace, whatever else there is. I'm blanking, anything like that, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to use fletching tables. And you want to go ahead and place down 20 of them down here, just like that. There we go. So now it should look like this. The next thing you want to do is get 20 villagers inside of this hole. Now 20 villagers does seem like a daunting task. However, if you just get like 2, 3, maybe 4 villagers down here and then throw in a stack of bread, all the villagers will breed up until 20, and then you can just go ahead and kill the extra ones. As well, when you're doing this, you want to make sure that they all grab the profession that you've placed down. So for me, I'm going to want to make sure that they are all Fletchers, and you want to make sure that none of the guys have the green jacket, otherwise they will not be able to get a profession. Alright, so you should now have 20 identical villagers inside of this hole, and you can see for me, iron golems are already starting to spawn. Now this is good for now because we know the farm is working, but when we go to use the farm, if the iron golems aren't spawning, one really important thing to check is that you have no iron golems like this wandering around. So I'm not going to kill him right now because I don't feel like it, but later on when we want the farm to work, we are going to have to find and kill this guy before other iron golems will start to spawn. But for now, what you want to do is make sure, again, you have that torch down there, and then you can go ahead and seal these villagers' fate. Here we go, and they will never see the light of day again. But there we go, they're now going to be super helpful with our iron farm. Now with those helpful villagers down there doing the job, all we have to do is kill the iron golems now. Oh, look at that, more spawning. Okay, so we do have 2 spawning here, so I am later going to have to kill 2 different iron golems. But for now, what you want to do is come to either one of the 4 sides, does not matter. And you want to place down 4 blocks in the middle like that. You then want to take 4 slabs and place them on top of those as well. Now the next thing you want to do is take 2 stairs and place them upside down right there. Now the reason we do this is because what we're going to do next is break those 4 blocks and place 2 chests right there. These upside down stairs will still allow us to place signs on top, which we're going to have to do in a second, but it also still allows us to open up this chest. Otherwise, we'd have to use glass, and that could be a little annoying. So with this in the way, you now want to place down 2 hoppers leading into that chest, and then you can run around the back here and just make a little way for you to open up this chest, so you can still open it from this side. Now running around back here, you want to place 2 signs on both of those sides, and then 2 signs on those stairs as well. Then off of either one of these 2 signs, you want to place down 1 like that, and then place down 2 signs off of that one, so it looks like this, with a bucket of lava there, and then turn around and place 2 buckets of water in those corners just like that. Now the final thing we have to do is take our leaves and make a ring of leaves around this, just to make sure that the iron golems do indeed spawn inside of the farm. And there you go, your iron golem farm is now done. Now a couple things. One, if you don't like these cats running around, or if they are just kind of clogging up the area, what you can do is tame 5 cats and then put them down below with the villagers, and that will stop them from spawning. As well, like I mentioned earlier, you are going to have to now run around and kill these iron golems before we can get more spawning inside of this farm. But just like that, we are good to go. All the iron golems are killed, and now they all should be spawning inside of the farm. Now if your iron farm's not working, I went over a detailed list of how to fix your iron farm with like 6 or 7 different things that you can try. So if it's not working, make sure to check out the video on screen right now, or it is the second link in the description. But the iron golems are able to spawn for me, and of course you'll see they get burnt inside of this lava, and then once they die, all of their drops will go into the hoppers and down inside of the chest. So as you can see, the iron golem died and his drops went down into this chest. That's going to be all for today's video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. As well, you could download this exact world. It's the first link in the description. And with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. BlazedMC out.